Welcome to the City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? I got my big boy shirts on and big boy pants on. First time I had long pants on in quite a while. Unless I'm meeting someone, then I'll put long pants on. It was quite crisp this morning. At least later in the week, it's going to get a bit warmer, and then winter will be here. So enjoy later this week when it's like 80 degrees. If you can, take the day off. We can't because we're doing a bunch of debates this week. This week, live from the studio here in North Bergen. Wednesday will be the council at large. I think we have everybody confirmed with the exception of Council President Joyce Waterman. Fernando Uribe is moderating that, so you'll have 6 candidates here. Then on Thursday at 6 p.m. on Comcast, Channel 190, and all the streaming networks, as with all our Jersey City debate, we'll have the mayor debate. Mayor Stephen Fulop and Louis Spears will be going head-to-head. Then Friday, we have 2 debates for Hoboken, being commissioned by the Quality of Life Commission in Hoboken. The at-large, there are 10 candidates for at-large in Hoboken, so you're going to have 2 debates. We'll have 2 debates of 5 candidates each, and one will start at 5:30. I'm really pretty much a rental in this. I'm not running it. I think 5:30, and the other one is at 7. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of things, a lot of postings on social media, so you can get up to date. But that should be interesting, with 10 candidates going at it in one day. Today we're going to talk about early voting in Jersey City, campaign hijinks, one of my favorites of every campaign season. Abatements and developers, kind of sounds like Jeopardy, and if we can, we'll get to CarePoint hospitals. You watching the City Show? I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you, so get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Did you know Jersey City was one of the first in the country to take action on the coronavirus? Face masks mailed to everyone. The first to offer free COVID testing. And Mayor Fulop also got direct cash relief to help residents pay rent and small businesses stay open. Now he's working to vaccinate as many residents as possible, with vaccine centers in every neighborhood and free Uber rides for seniors. Steve Fulop is my kind of mayor.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. We're back. City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there. Don't forget on the bottom of the screen, if you need to get in touch with me, send me an email. You got an issue with Jersey City, Hudson County, North Bergen, Hoboken, the land of Stack in Union City. We're here to help you. If you got consumer issues, if you got a story idea, send me an email. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, all our channels. Early voting starts this weekend on the 23rd. And in Jersey City, what surprises me, we are probably, population-wise, we finished behind Newark. I honestly think we're bigger than Newark, but either way. The second largest city in the state has a whopping 4 early voting locations where you can walk in and vote. 4. Now, Ward D doesn't have any. Closest we got in Ward D, my ward, is Persian Field, the community center. You can go to City Hall in downtown at Grove Street. You can go into Lincoln Park itself to the Hank Gallows Center. Or you can go to the Moose Lodge at the very end of West Side Avenue by Danford. Those are our 4 locations. 4. For a city that's got, 300,000 people at least. I think the final count was 290, probably around 300,000. We have 4. See, that's why I have a problem with us moving these elections to November. Our elections, municipal, should be in May, runoffs in June, where all the attention is on the municipality. Politics is local, as Tip O'Neill once said, and we should keep this separate. They talk about, well, it saves money if we move it to November. Really? Now with the early voting, somebody's got to be there. We got to put machines out there. Somebody's got to come and take the cartridges or the results every day. There's manpower there. We got the early voting on ballots. Somebody's got to count them. We're not saving money doing this. Really, we're probably costing ourselves money. But if we're going to cost ourselves money, shouldn't it be a little more convenient for everyone that we have more than 4 locations? Why not at least have a location in each ward? How hard is that to do? D, I see no one. At least C, Persian Field, that's where everybody thinks it's D, but no, that's C. City Hall, you got Ward E is covered. The Gallo Center, that's kind of like on the border there of B and A. And, B, Gallo Center is basically B. The Moose Lodge is like on the border of B and A. We got nobody in F. What happened here? D and F, we got no representation. We have no early voting possibilities. Who sets this up? I don't know if that was done by the state or that done by Junior Maldonado or county clerk. I'll find out. Maybe I'll bring this up in a debate. I am going to be co-moderating the mayoral debate this Thursday. I might bring this question up. Why only 4 in the entire city? Campaign-wise, funding. As somebody who's covered numerous campaigns and really been involved since the late 90s with Brett Schindler, then going into Glenn and Glenn's campaign in 2001, probably one of the greatest debates of all time. Glenn and Tom DeGeese when I was on the radio back then. I've done a lot of debates. I produced a lot of debates. And when you get close as we are now, and it's my job to analyze things as a television talking head here, it's hard to figure out the Spears campaign right off the bat. You got Phillips sitting on just the Phillips campaign alone, $800,000. I think there's another for the entire ticket. There's another $800,000. You're looking at Phillips probably sitting on like around $2.5 million for his own campaign and his ticket, and you got Spears with $20,000. Yeah, that's a huge obstacle. Not only is that a huge obstacle, Fulop has a full ticket. There are 10 people on the ticket total. He's got 9 running mates out there stomping on the grounds, handing out literature, kissing babies, shaking hands, where Spears is just himself. He's not going to cover the ground of 10 candidates running as a team. Plus, Fulop has numerous campaign headquarters all over Jersey City. I couldn't find one for Spears. These will be some of the questions I'm going to probably ask either John Hennis or I in Thursday's debate. Massachusetts, who got crushed by about 70% of the vote, had a ticket. He actually had some money involved, and he still got crushed. So, somewhere after this whole campaign is done, unless there's a huge upset, I got to ask Lewis, what are you thinking? YouTube views on these debates, this is just YouTube, not Twitter, not live stream, not Facebook. We got like about 4,000 views on all these debates. This is an interesting campaign with a lot of attention. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care.
The latest clinical trials.
Researchers working to find a cure.
And nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Ford made their first all-electric SUV a Mustang. Rapid acceleration, reactive handling, 300-mile range. You control how it feels and how it sounds. It knows you. It dials into your preferred settings. It has an array of driver assist technology. Cameras and sensors enhance your awareness and provide you with additional control. But it's more than cutting-edge technology. It's the spirit of it. It's a Mustang.
We're back, City Show. As I continue to dive into the campaign that everything kicked into gear on the 23rd. That's why we're having so many debates before the 23rd, so you can go vote. In Jersey City, you got 4 locations to do it. Actually, I should look at the rest of Hudson County because we got the information off the state website for the location. With every campaign, there are the hijinks that occur. You know, you analyze each ticket and each candidate, that sort of thing. That's why it's interesting with, you know, you talk about a David and Goliath with Spears and Fulop. But no matter how big or how small, there's always those political hijinks that happen. Now, recently, there was a lit drop, or a lit bombing, as we call it, where literature just appears overnight. In the dark of the night. Da, 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 da. Literature gets under windshield wipers, in mailboxes, all over the place. Nobody sees anybody doing this. It's like there are ninjas out there dropping this stuff. CCTV cameras, we don't see them. Nobody. Home security, ring cameras, nobody sees it. The ninjas are out there dropping off literature. And it was very negative about Frank Education Gilmore. He's running in Ward F. And very negative, you know. Frank Gilmore had a history, a background where he's turned the corner, he's found a new avenue, and he's helping people. You know the whole story, I'm sure, if you're paying attention to politics. Now, when you print up any campaign literature, there should be print by, who printed this stuff. Not when you're doing it in the dead of the night, but not when the ninjas are out there dropping off the literature for you. There's no printed by, so you can't trace this back. And you know it wasn't done, the printing wasn't done anywhere like in Hudson County, because if you ever gone into a print shop, there are no secrets in a print shop, because they got the packages, everything printed is out on the counters, on the shelves, it's in the corner on the floor. You see everything. You don't even need displays. Once you walk into a print shop, you just look around, you can see all their work. So I know it wasn't done locally. One of the things that's good about having a print by is, first off, you can trace who did any of the really negative or blatant lies. Also, when the campaign's over, we can track down to who paid for these things and get them to take them down. Because you haven't seen anything yet when it comes to campaign stuff. You're just starting to see column A. When we were kids, it was row A. Vote row A. You used to stencil it in the street and all. Now they just plaster it on all the poles. Listen, I think there should be that print by, but when you're doing these secretive ninja drops, you're not going to have anything. But yeah, if you had the printed by, we can figure out who paid for it and then get them people to go back and clean up your neighborhood. But those signs live on forever in some cases. By my house on Central Avenue, there was Ralph's Tavern. Ralph's was there for 1,000,000 years. He's closed now. Of course, the liquor license went downtown somewhere. There is still a banner on the front of Ralph's that says Murphy Oliver. And that ain't from this time. This is from Murphy Oliver 4 years ago. It's still on the front of the tavern. Now, the bar was closed, I guess, for 2-3 years now. Now, for that matter, if you go further down Central, and I think it's still there, basically across the street from the North District, there is a Healy sign right across from the North on Central Avenue. And that's not from last Healy campaign. That was from his first Healy campaign, the yellow with the green lettering. Now, when you're doing a lit drop like this, or a lit bombing with all this literature, these aren't volunteers, these ninjas. They're getting paid. Somebody had to pay these people. Now, of course, people are looking at Mayor Fulop, not necessarily from Mayor Fulop's group. It could be people sympathetic to Mayor Fulop's ticket, people who are encouraged to get the vote out and help Mayor Fulop, or it could just be people that have an axe to grind. That's why it would be good if you had a print by, we could chase this. Now, there's been accusations of destruction, sign destruction. You've seen that in the debate for Ward C. Supposedly, there was accusations that Richie Borgiano took down signs. I'm telling you right now, Richie Borgiano isn't ripping down anybody's signs. Now, DPW may have ripped down signs, And they should, if you're putting signs on, public property, can't do that. You're putting these signs on the telephone poles, you can't do it. And believe, like I said before, you haven't seen anything yet. These things just pop up overnight. There's a whole night crew of ninjas that are going to appear somewhere during this campaign season, and they're just going to completely graffiti your neighborhood with signage. Now, I've seen it on Central Avenue, and nobody sees anything. Who did that? It's me. It's the ninjas. Or Ghost. Maybe it's Ghost. I don't know who does it. But, if you're putting your flyers and your signage on public property, vacant property, people's property without permission, there's a problem. They should be removed. Let's break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
When you have 3 children who are police officers, you worry about them every day. But you are also proud. Under Mayor Fulop, 70% of new officers in Jersey City have been minorities. Mayor Fulop also upgraded our public safety cameras with over 200 new cameras and body cameras on officers, protecting citizens and police officers. Steve Fulop is my kind of mayor.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
We're back. City Show. Pat O Melia here with his clicking pen. You there? I'll try not to have a clicking pen Thursday night. People had a problem with that. I just went on a lot of nervous energy. We're talking about the political hijinks. Yeah, there's the campaign stuff, the literature drops or bombing, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the effing stupid stuff. That is also bound to occur. There's the stupid stuff where people go and they crazy glue the locks on the campaign doors of the storefronts. They slash tires. We're not too bad in Jersey City. When you get into North Hudson, when you pass the coach house, that's when things become a blood sport campaign-wise. In Union City and North Bergen, that gets pretty hairy up there. We're pretty civil in Jersey City, but there's this stupid that never fails to occur. Then the stupid is done by people and nobody's giving these people orders, by the way. Listen, here's a bottle of Gorilla Glue. I want you to go and glue those doors. Nobody. These are people who take this initiative on their own. These political hacks that have no effing life of their own. They get involved in these campaigns and they think they're helping. Here's what happens with these idiots. I know they're always there, these idiots. They're always part of the campaign. They're the soldiers out there, but they're never the ones that are going to be in the inner circle. Years ago, Tom DeGeese told me, you take care of your soldiers. You need the followers. You probably don't need the stupid ones, but you take what you have. You take care of them, but you never put those idiots in a position of responsibility. If you're going to run a department, you put the best people you can in that department. And DeGeese has done a pretty good job of that county-wide. You got people like Abe Anton. He's one of the smartest guys in the room at the county. Tommy always makes sure he puts smart people there. You won't find any political hacks there. But you got to take care of your team. And what happens when these idiots do this stupid stuff, gluing and slashing tires and ripping down signs and all that? It's really an intramural competition with the Democrats in Jersey City and Hudson County. There aren't many Republicans. There's like 8 Republicans in Hudson County. So when all said and done and these campaigns are done, they're all back together. And that's when you find out who the idiots are, who did this. And they'll be like, hey, you know what I did? I went over to his effing place and I crazy glued the locks on his door. Because all this comes out. So when you're doing the stupid, it comes out. We're all going to find out the stupid people. But the amazing thing is they keep latching on to another campaign, these stupid people. And you need soldiers, you need people who work the campaign. But really, there should be some intelligent questions. Years ago, and I'll leave on this here, my buddy Lou Manzo was running for mayor. This is, I guess, 2001. Lou, we ran a lot, trying to remember which one it is. And I had Manzo banners on my van. Louis and I were personal friends and still are today. And I had parked my van on Central Avenue. We were having a meeting or a lunch or something in the Lincoln Inn. That was like Louis' headquarters in the Heights. And when I came out, the banners were off my van. And there was a campaign headquarters not too far from where my van was parked on Central Avenue. So it didn't have to, do a lot of math to figure out who took the damn signs off. It wasn't so much you took the signs off, as you touched my property. And I got a little aggravated. So I went into that campaign office and I expressed my opinion about me being aggravated and you touching my van. And fortunately, there were a bunch of nobodies in there. They didn't stand up. But I was quite aggravated that somebody touched my property. Abatements. Again, this is a big theme of the campaign. The abatements, they hurt the school system. They hurt the city. Why are we giving abatement to these greedy developers and all? Well, let me tell you. Abatements, good or evil? There's the theme of this campaign. Now, right off the bat, the Fulop administration, I don't think they've given out a debate, probably at least 4 years, something like that, maybe 5. And, good for Mayor Fulop. He ran on that. He was talking about, and he implemented it. He was going to have different type of abatements that were for different parts of the city, and I think he pretty much stayed with that, to the point where I think Fulop realized, do we really have to bribe people to do something in Jersey City? And so abatements weren't given, but, density and variances, that came into play, and I'll give you a height, if you give me a school, I'll give you a variance, and if you give us a park, that sort of thing. So there was a lot of horse trading. But the abatements themselves, when we come back from commercial, I want to talk about a little of the history of them. And you know what? They weren't so evil. They were overused, but they weren't evil. You're watching The City Show? I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
We're back, City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? We're going to talk about abatements, the evil abatements and those greedy developers. The abatements made Jersey City. When they started giving out the abatements in the 80s, it put Jersey City on the map. There's 2 things that made abatements work. One was, of course, the abatement itself, and 2 was the state was running our schools. So they were paying the cost of our schools. For 17, 18 years, your school tax didn't change. The state was paying it. So we had the abatements where all the money went to the municipality. It was nothing for the schools, but that worked out because the state was picking up the tab outside of whatever that school tax was for 17, 18 years. Without those abatements, where would Jersey City and Hudson County be today? It would be a very different city. Now, a lot of people say, well, it would have happened anyway. Maybe. You don't know that. But those abatements made Jersey City and it made Hudson County. Without those abatements, there's no way my house in Jersey City is worth $800,000+. It's a house in the Heights. Now, yeah, I look at it today and I think, really? But it is. That's because the value of Jersey City, the property values are so off the charts. Without those abatements in the 80s and the 90s, and even into the 2000s, there are no $2 million homes on Ogden Avenue that was recently in the paper that the mayor purchased. Those homes on Ogden Avenue, they weren't worth no $2 million, but Jersey City changed because of those abatements. You always hear people, they complain about the taxes, and I'm one of the people on the show here. We can't have an affordable city without the city being affordable. We can't have affordable housing without the city being affordable. And you'll hear the people complain about the cost of the city. You never hear them complain about what the value of their homes are. The values of homes here in Jersey City are outrageous. Like I said, it's amazing when I look at the neighborhood and I think, this house is worth $800,000. That's a nice house. But nowhere in my mind do I think that's the case. But without those abatements in the 80s, this doesn't happen. Jersey City doesn't have the property values. There is speculation all over Jersey City now. Did we go too far with the abatements? Yeah, I think we did. But there's no downtown Jersey City without those abatements. There's really no Hoboken. Everybody talks about how Hoboken is. Hoboken came along with downtown Jersey City. And downtown Jersey City was changing over, and it was going through this renaissance that has occurred. And there's still a renaissance going down there. You know, who knows what that's going to look like? The Jetsons down there someday. That was all because of the abatement. And really, when you get down to it, all because of one guy, a guy named Sam LaFrac. LaFrac City, he came to Jersey City, he looked it over on the piers and the waterfront, and he's had a different idea. And hence, we have Newport. And Newport drove everything that else was going on in Jersey City. It started with downtown, and little by little now it's getting all through the city. Really, when you see Jerry McCann, the former mayor of Jersey City, go shake his hand. Say thank you that my property is worth so much money. When we bought this property in the 80s, we paid $100,000 for the house, $80,000 for the house. The house is worth $800,000 now. Now, you've seen that when they did the revalve downtown, when we had the revalve in Jersey City a couple of years ago. We didn't do a revalve for 25, 26 years, 28 years, whatever it was. They had homes in downtown that was on the books for like $200,000. After the revalve, that homes are worth $5 million. All of that came from those abatements. Did we overplay the abatements? Sure. Did we need the abatements going into maybe we probably didn't need them in the 2000s. We certainly didn't need them after 2010. But it was kind of like an addiction for City Hall. You were getting the first and last year of the abatement. You were getting the filing fees. It was like money, free money. And the city was getting it all until Dennis Elwell and Secaucus sued and got 5% of the abatements out of Jersey City. But without those abatements, you don't have this Jersey City. You don't have that Hoboken. I'm going to tell you what, you don't have what happened all through Hudson County without those abatements. Now, again, did we overuse them? I agree. And I agree with what Mayor Fulop did by limiting them or outright stopping giving them out. But without those abatements and those greedy developers, the LaFracs and the Panapintos of the world, it's a far different Jersey City. And like I said, property values would be nowhere where they are now. All right, we're at a show. You be good, you be safe. Don't forget, we got debates all week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Good night.